Ryan Lemieux, and I've been in the shrink wrapping business since 2009, and I am based out of Gloucester, Rhode Island. Recently franchised the last few years, and now offering franchises all over the United States. But being 17 years now in the business, I look forward to every season as if it was my first. The busy seasons in the fall, and we wrap everything with boats, kitchens, outdoor kitchens, patio furniture, things of that nature. In the off season, we do work for storage, shipping, and things like that. I was mostly using Polymerica. So typically, when you're wrapping boats, you're not doing like heavy industrial stuff. Just 7 mil white is pretty standard for our area. My distributor actually called me, and he had mentioned bioaqualife, and he gave me like the general, statistics of like what the biodegradability of the plastic and whatnot. And I did reach out to the company directly, and I spoke with some people over there, and they gave me a very good breakdown as far as like how it breaks down and the long, like uh, unlimited shelf life. I'm always on the lookout not to be scammed. Definitely skepticism was my first thought. My second thought was nano and microplastics. I know that's a huge issue and a big problem. It's just about in everything that it's in our environment everywhere. So that was one of my main concerns. Is that okay? Yeah, it's going to break down, but it's going to break down to be nano and microplastics even more so. But with a little bit of research and speaking with you guys, I quickly realized that that's not the case, and how the plastic actually works was quite fascinating to me. And I was actually a little bit disappointed that it's something that didn't cross my mind earlier, because for the last several years I've been trying to figure out the best way to like start a recycling program. There are a lot of recycling programs out there. They're mostly geared towards the marinas and where the bulk of the plastic is installed. I do mostly residential work, so like 90% of my work is residential, and there's not really a cohesive recycling program in place, at least in the Rhode Island area. So I was kind of focusing on that, and when I heard about the biodegradable plastic, I was like, well, I just missed that boat, because it's quite ingenious. Yeah, I wasn't ready to just jump all in and just like take a complete conversion over to biodegradable shrink wrap. So last season I bought one roll, and I installed it on several boats in my area, so that way I could monitor the wrap, see how it held up over the winter, see how it installed. The installation process went very smooth. I was very happy with how it tacked together, especially shrinkability. Everything else was pretty standard. And then as the course of the winter went on, I would go and like check on the covers, see how the seams were holding up, see how the wrap was faring, and it held up just as well as the Polymerica. Something I was impressed with was the weldability of the seams. So typically you have to tape the seams. If you do a vertical flip and then you weld it, what'll happen is water will sink in. Water eventually will make its way in. It'll turn to ice, and then it'll thaw and freeze. It'll break the weld apart. I did not have that experience with bioaqualife. The weld held together so well that I didn't even tape. So there was hardly any tape used. I did a bunch of seams, a bunch of welds. They all held together. Not one of them came loose. So that was something that was a big draw for me, because just taping from a shrink wrapper's perspective, just having to tape all the seams does take a lot of time. Also costs more money. So the amount of tape that I use was expensive. Yeah. So I'm kind of filtering out the Polymerica that I have like through attrition. I'm definitely making a full switch over to bioaqualife. And I'm actually going to put an order in probably later today, just so I can make sure I have enough in stock for the rest of the season. But I'm definitely making a full transition to bioaqualife, something to offer my customers.